all 1.5 by 1.5 inches. So the little square photographs, there's fairies, there's sepias, they're all just little boys and little girls, and they look so cute. So these are the photographs I'll be using. I've got some birds here. There is also some little butterflies, but there's birds, and I will use them. There's some little chickadees, some seabirds, goes with the leaves. There's some owls, so I will use them. Oh, I've got some more coloured ones behind. I might even stick a butterfly on, I don't know. You know, you can put anything on, just as long as it's got the 3 things on the box. I've got a box of buttons here. Now if you follow me, you'll have seen how I made these. These are handmade buttons. I've got some normal buttons, small buttons. I've got some beads. There's some other bits and pieces, but I have got some beads. I've got some flowers here, and these are, you can use fussy cuts, you can use flowers that you've bought in a pack, or you can use die cuts. And some of these aren't flowers, so I need to take the flowers out so that I do use a flower. It's a little daisy, and there's another daisy. They're flowers. A daisy, so we'll put them to one side up there. I might use them. So there's my flowers, and I've not picked anything in particular. I just went through my stash. I keep them in little cellophane envelopes that I get bits and pieces in, and I just reuse them and put my die cuts in. I've got I've got some ribbons. I've got some lace here, but there's ribbons and stuff like that. I've got other bits of ribbons. I've got some threads. Again, I never picked the colours. I've just got a black and white baker's twine, a proper garden twine, and again some baker's twine that's more natural coloured. And we've got some book page. Now the book pages, there's quite a yellowy one there. That's a dictionary page. Again, dictionary page, and that's off a Greek storybook. So we will be using some of that. So that's all the things I need to do my 3. Now what I do have here is I've got some of these, and I think it was last year I did some stamping, just random stamping, and I used them on tags. I did a load of stamping. I cut them out with deckled edge scissors. There's flowers there. There's flowers, so we can put them to one side. Flowers, and most of these stamps I get from Temu. So we've got flowers there. That's a flower. We've got bugs, beasts. That's a bit too big. We've got some more, and I've done some on, I think that's watercolour paper. Flowers. We've got bumblebee. That's Christmas. Christmas. More flowers and Christmas. So I think we'll use these, and these are going to be the base for my. Maybe it's not that one. Maybe it's a little bit too big. These I can take down a little bit more. I've also got some envelopes that have been hanging about my desk for a little while. I think this was one of my Tuesday treasures, one of my freebies, and I think I'll get rid of these envelopes, use these envelopes on them. I've got some little bits of digital scraps that need using up, and I've got some bits of ephemera and everything. So that's basically what I'm going to use, and I think we'll start with this. Okay. So this is just a piece of a digital. I think it's from the Dragonfly kit that will be coming out next month, and that's too big, so all I'm doing is I'm just ripping it in half. Or the other one's inks, so I've got some inks. I've got lots of inks. These are the ones when I went to the craft show I picked up some inks. I've got lots of inks, but I'll be mainly using browns, I think. So for browns I'm going to take out my ground espresso, and yeah, I'm just going to use the ground espresso, and I'm going to ink round this. And there you can see that's quite a dark ink. So what we'll do is we'll work with the button, the ink and the bead. So we've already done the ink, so I want a bead and a button. Now I think that might look good, and I've got lots of beads. These are just what I've got. Whoop, just dropped one. There it is back. These are just what's been hanging on my desk. So I'm looking for one. Use that old pearl. It's not a real pearl. It's coated. So we'll do that. Now obviously I want to put something else on, so I think what we'll do is we'll have the envelope on that. And when you're doing clusters, you don't all have to be on one, you can do anything. So I think, yeah, I'm going to do it like that. So obviously you need glue. And I'm just it's on an angle, so I've just that down there. We'll see if I manage to get it right. Oh, I did. Got a little bit of spillage. That's fine. And I think I might change my button for a smaller one, and we might have a little, oh, there's a nice little Tootsie one. Looks like a little stamp. So I think we might do that. And could I get some thread through that? It's got a little bit of glue on the back. Just wondering if I could get some. I don't think I will get any thread through that, but what I have got as well that I'm wanting to use, I've got these when I've been pulling books apart. I've got these bits and pieces, and I want to use these just to make it a little bit more grungier. I've got a little bit of Hessian here, so we'll put a bit of that on. As I say, you can use anything. So I am going to use my Fabri-Tac as well. So where do I want this? I want this scruffy little bit of book page there. I think we'll have that patch there. And can I get a bit of thread through this bead? Not quite sure, but we'll put that there anyway. But we'll put the put this one on first. I might even put some labels on because I've got lots of little labels. I did a load of labels last year with the Tim Holtz Curio stamps. Oops, that to one side. And now which side do I want that? Yeah. I'm going to put this side down. And this is when I've been taking spines out of books and gotten them, this is the bits that's left, and I do tend to keep them if they look good. I'll just put a line of glue there, and I like it because it's got all the bits of threads and stuff. Yep. And it's sticking to me. Enough glue there. That on like a stamp. Now where are we going to put the bead? What I'm thinking of is maybe have let's see if I can get the bead on this. I might need to use a smaller bead on the bulb pin and have it like a little dangle. You can do that with your button. There's lots of ways of using it. I think I might need to use a smaller bead. So we'll go for one of the little plastic, look like little pearls, like watery coloured type things. And do I want to put, I think what we might do is we might put, use a grommet for that. Now where's my, oh there it is. So I'm going to use the smallest hole and I'm going to put it right next to that. And put that through there. And I've already got it set for using this for the smaller. Here we are. And then we'll put that bulb pin through. If you don't have bulb pins, you can use paper clips, safety pins, bits of thread. Again, that would act as your bit of thread. And there we are. There's your little bit. And again, you know, when you're using your ink, I've used the ink roundabout, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to, because I think that's a bit cheating, however, if that's what you want to do, that's what you do. I'm going to do some little bit of inking, now I've thought about it, roundabout. And I'm going to find my stamp that I like, with a little bit of text on. Now I've got some of these are scriptures from the Bible, although you won't see them because they're, I'm not going to put the full thing on, it's just the text I want, and these have got, you know, they've got the fancy text and as well as the straight text, so we'll put that one there. And we'll put that there, and then we'll have a little bit there. So you can't really see it, but that's it. So on that one, we've got a button we've got ink, and we've got a bead. So that's the first one, and that's a pretty little cluster just to go on your journal. It can go on your tag, it can go on your pocket, it can just go on the journal page, wherever you want to put it. So that's our first one. Move these out the way. So we'll do another one. Do I want to do one with this one the same, or do I want to use a different? We've got some more bits and pieces here. I think this is just part of a scrapbook paper. Got some labels. Might use some labels. We'll see. So we've now got a long one. So this is, again, I'm just going to go around the edge, and it's got another bit on the side, but I quite like this one. And this one we're going to use book page thread and a flower. Well, we've already got flowers on this, but I will put a flower. So this is going to be a flowery one. And do we want it up that way? And you can see it's not been cut straight, but it doesn't matter. I think we're going to have it that way. I think we might use the green. Oh, this one hasn't. It's still got landlocked bits. And the book page. Your book page doesn't have to have text on it. If you wanted, you could use that bit, and I think that's what I'm going to use. And I am going to ink round this. Again, I think we'll put that up against there. Actually, I think we'll have that hanging off. Yep. So I'm just going to stick this down. I like things that are hanging off. Oh, dearie me. Quite like that. And so we want a bit of thread. Now I could go with that if I wanted, but I think what I'm going to do is should have some bits of thread. Here we are. There we are, there's a nice load of thread. So this thread, not that one. So when I'm on my sewing machine, you know your bits that you cut off. So that's what these are. And sometimes I throw them out, sometimes I keep them. And I'm just looking at, there's a little bit of material there as well. I think we might have a little bit of material now. I think we're going to go for that. Now all I'm going to do is I know it looks a bit fiddly, but I like doing this. So I'm just opening it up like that. And I'm just going to tie it in a knot. I do this when I'm doing putting butterflies on, and then I stick them behind the butterflies and have them coming out either, you know, at the top for the antennae or the bottom. And then where am I going to put this? Well, I need to fill this up. It's getting right to the very bottom. There we are. Let's put a bit there. So we'll put that there, that there, and we'll put that there. So we've got some thread sticking off. Now what I want to do I want to put, no, I don't want, I've got a black one here. Well, it's like charcoal, it's actually navy blue. No, I quite like the green one. But we've got a bigger one. Oh, we've got a dandelion-y one. Oh, now I'm getting them all mixed up in my bit of thread. No, I quite like that little one. We'll put our bits of thread over there. But I am going to ink round it a little bit. And it's like a grey-green. I think it's classed as grey, but it's got that greeny tinge to it, and that's why I like it. Right, if we put this down here. And you can see when it's moved in the die cutting machine, and I've gone back over it again, which is fine. No, what, I'm going to have it upside. I'm going to do it that side. I know I wasn't going to, but I am. And I'm going to have a little label on this one as well. So I'm going to go in and find my labels. I've got quite a goodle of a mess at the top of my desk out the way of the camera. Oh, there's a nice one, Easter, because we're coming up to Easter. And that one. So let me see. I think we might have that one coming off there. So again, I'm just going to ink round this, just the edges. Let me have a look at it now. And this one, this is just goes up that way. I'll have that there. Or do we want it at the bottom? Yep, that'll do nicely. So we'll have this next to the little bit of boot page. And then we'll put this on. And I think I might put some little bit of stickles on this as well. I'm just going to lift it up a little bit. So this is like a kind of a dictionary, in a dictionary format. Just tells you what Easter. It's a feast that commemorates Christ's resurrection. And there we are. Now to find me stickles. Now, as some of you know, I was at a craft show the other week, and I managed to get hold of some stickles, and I think I'm going to go with the gold. So I got icicle, crystal and stardust. So that's got a greeny tinge to it. That's got a bit of everything in it, and that's got gold flakes in it. So I'm going to go with the gold. Yep. So I'm just gently squeezing. Just going from the center out to the petal. And there we are. So there's our second cluster. Again, looks nice on a page, on a tag, on a pocket, anything like that. So we'll put that one up there to dry, because that's got glitter on it. Put them over there. So the next one is ribbon, photo and bird. Now we've got this one. I'm just looking at the ones that have these stamped images. Just looking to see if there is a bird one. I think they're all insects. I don't think I've got bird one. But I quite like that bee one, so I'm going to go with the bee one. I know it's got a bee, but I am going to put a bird on it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip. This is watercolour paper, so it's a little bit tough. And again, and I think we'll give this a little bit of a rip as well. You don't want any straight lines. No, I was going to change the colour, but I'm not. Now if I wanted, if I had a photograph of a bird, I could use a photograph of a bird, but I probably have somewhere, but where? Could be anywhere. I want a photograph. I'm going to stick with the fairies, and I think, let me have a look at the birds that I've got. There's too much white in that. I quite like the colour of that one. Yeah, I'm going to go with the black and white photograph, I think. Yeah, definitely going to go with the colourful one. And I'm just going to colour over the white. and I want some ribbon on this as well. So we'll have that there. We'll have the I think we'll have the top photograph. Just trimming round it. I've just roughly cut these out because I've been using them on other things. And again, we'll go around it with the ink. And then you use brown ink on a kind of a black and whitey photo. It gives that sepia tinge to the edge of the photograph. And we want some ribbon on this, so do we want brown ribbon? Some like gingery coloured here. And I think what I might do is I might put that behind and have kind of like a little ribbon slider on there. So I'm trying to think, I do have some ribbon sliders somewhere, but they're easy enough to make. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick I'm going to cut that down a bit. That's the branch. I don't need all that on. No, I definitely want the fairy on the top. Yep, so we'll stick him down there. I think his beak's hanging off, so we'll put him up there. Put that there. Now what I want is I want a little ribbon slider. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do, is that too? Yeah, we'll try that. I've probably got that circle somewhere, so we'll have a look at the circles. See if I've got it in. What other colours I've got it in? These are too big. Yep, we'll do that. I'm going to use the copper. So what I'm going to do there is I'm going to put two little slits using a cotton mat and a scalpel. Now that's just below there, that's fine. And where's my, there it is. So, and I'm just doing this freehand. And if I make the marks, I can always put my scissors in them. So I'm just putting two lines. Quite apart. I'm just going to check my ribbon. Yeah, oops. I'm going to go on to this side now, and I'm going to try and take a slither out. I might need to use my little scissors. I've got some little tiny scissors here. So do it from this side, and I'm just going round and taking it's not the neatest, but it doesn't matter because the ribbon's going to go in there. Again, take a slither out of the other side. You can, I've got a couple of little dies that would do this, and they do fancy ribbon sliders like buckles and things like that. So basically what we're making is a buckle. And this is one of those ribbons that's satin on one side and non-satin on the other, so I'm going to try and put the satin ribbon to the outside. So there we are. And then I'm just going to press this into the other slot. But the only reason I'm doing it this way is because I know not everybody's got these die cuts and things. I mean, you can use a square. You don't have to use whatever shape you want. You could even do a flower. And there you are. And then I'm just going to cut. And I'm going to use a bit of tape. I'm using double-sided sticky tape for this, so because it's easier. And this tape I've probably had for about 20 years, so it's not the best tape to use, but it's narrower than the ribbon, which is what you need to use. Just pull that off. And then put that, place it on the ribbon like that, and I'm just putting that over, and the same with that one. I'll just, obviously it's a cluster, it's going to get stuck down. So there we are, we've got our ribbon there. And If you wanted, you could have just put a straight bit of ribbon and had a bow, but I never make anything easy for myself. And I'm just going to put a little bit of stickles again. I'm going to do the bumblebee's wings, so I'm just, and when stickles is dry, it's quite nice. It just dries quite flat, and I'm just going to put a little bit around the buckle, and I'm just going to put a little tiny bit on the photograph. I don't want to put too much because it is photograph paper and it doesn't react great. So she's got a little headdress on, so I've just put some stickles on her headdress. So there we are, we've got that one. And we'll do, so we've got the 3 across, so now you can do the button, boot, page and ribbon and that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do button, thread and bird. And what I'm going to use is I'm going to use one of these, and I'm going to use my, do I want this? So this has already got the thread in it and that, so if I wanted to, I could place the bird on there and then I've got an embellishment. However, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to place it on one of these let me have a look. Right, I've got one of these, so I'm going to do, this is what I was cutting them out on, like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, and I kept these because they look like little specimen tags. So we'll glue that together. And this was just to sit in my little little die cutting machine, and I'm just going to even that'll do. And I think we'll have that there. And I've got some that look like they're patinaed. No, I quite like the blue one. Oops. And it's got like a bluey grey on the top of the bird, so I'm going to use that. Used a bit too much glue because I've got glue seepage, which is fine. It's not so good if you want something perfect. But it does dry clear, so you're fine, you're okay. And I'm just inking around the bird. I'm going to have the bird on top of the button. Because I am going to put a label. Shove that onto there. And I'm going to put a label on, I think. I'd rather wear flowers round in my hair than diamonds round my neck. I'll just leave that one with you. Right, experience is not what happens to you, it's what you do with it. It's what you do with what happens to you. I quite like that. So I'm going to put that. I'm not really bothered about the opening there, but I'm going to put that under there. And again, this is going to go get stuck down, so, and we'll take the corners off it. Oh, poor bird. It's getting his tail cut off. And I think what I might use is I might use some of this these are opal light pigments, so I'm not quite sure how they'll work. They'll show up on, but I'm not quite sure how they'll. And we'll take that one off there, that one off there, and that one off there, and I'll just put my finger in there, the stickles. It takes a little while to dry.